Hey guys, welcome back to Muslim Minds. I'm Rohaib.
And I am Hamza.
Today we're going to be reacting to Mamdani response to President Trump calling him a communist lunatic.
So yeah, I know he won the Democratic election for the mayor position in New York. Honestly, I should probably follow it more. I don't really look at political stuff, but I know a lot of Republicans and stuff are going crazy because it's obviously Muslim and stuff in New York that happened, and Islamophobia and stuff like that. But yeah, do you know much about him?
Not really so much on his policy, but what I will say is that is kind of like amazing is how, like, if you look at the progression of the people's mindset, obviously with the attacks on September 11th, all the blame or a lot of the blame was put on Islam in the framework of the religion and all Muslims. I mean, it got to the point where even if you were a Sikh walking down the street in New York, you would be killed. Or there are accounts of people who are Sikh that were killed just for simply being mistakenly thought that they were a Muslim. Okay. But so, yeah, it is kind of amazing that, 20 plus years later, we have the mayor of New York City is Muslim.
He still has to win the race, right? Or
no, I think he's won.
Oh, damn.
Flat out. He's gotten it. He's got the position. Yeah, so I think that is significant, but behind that, like, just because he's Muslim, I don't like to immediately jump in and be like, oh yeah, he's good, I don't really know anything about his policies, but I guess we might find out a little bit here. But yeah, I haven't looked too much into it. Yeah.
The latest on the stunning upset in New York City's mayoral primary, sending shockwaves through the Democratic Party. Zohran Mamdani was a little-known state lawmaker until recently. Now he's beaten nearly a dozen challengers, including former Governor Andrew Cuomo. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, joined us now, and you spoke with Mamdani. Good morning.
I spoke to him just yesterday. Good morning to you all. He was a little-known state assemblyman until just a few weeks ago, but his victory in the Democratic primary for mayor did deliver shockwaves in a party that is struggling to define.
Yeah, just a Democratic primary. He's also a win. He's not mayor yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
So don't get too happy. But that's crazy. Just the potential of him becoming a mayor and all this backlash.
One thing I saw, there was a video of him and like a couple of the other candidates, and they were all asked, where would you first visit when you become mayor? And they're like, well, I'd visit the Holy Land. I'd go to Israel. Everyone's saying Israel. And then Mamdani's like, I would stay here in New York because we have issues to face here in New York. That answer I liked. And if you notice, the fish.
So he actually cares about people in America, his own country.
Yeah. Well, no, if you look at these sheep, like, you can tell they're all like trying to answer to this higher like framework that they're supposed to adhere to. Oh, Israel.
They want money
Israel.
from donors, probably Israeli donors.
Yeah, they want political acceptance, so they don't want to look anti-Semitic. America's
and
currently on its hands and knees for Israel. Yeah.
So the actual public sided with him. The other people are trying to side for like big corporate political whatever money.
It kind of shows people are waking up to this Zionist slavery that the United States has fallen into, that you can't say a negative word about the Zionist state of Israel or what his actions are. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, they're killing hundreds of thousands of people because they just kind of have to do it. Whatever it is. People are definitely waking up to that because now you have the genocide broadcast live, so it's kind of hard to argue against when you see that.
This morning, Zohran Mamdani calling for a new generation of leaders after delivering a stunning upset in New York City's Democratic primary for mayor.
And I think that there is a need for a new generation of leadership.
The self-described Democratic socialist skyrocketed past former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. His campaign laser focused on making New York more affordable, a strategy he tells me could be a blueprint for Democrats.
I think there's a question of how we return back to what made so many of us proud to be Democrats.
How do you do that?
And I think it's that focus on an economic agenda, on ensuring that people can do more than just struggle.
He campaigned on freezing rents, making buses free, and opening city-run supermarkets, telling voters he will pay for his agenda by raising taxes on wealthy and corporations. But that would certainly face major challenges getting approval in the state legislature. And this morning, he's also facing questions about his own experience at just 33 years old with only 5 years in the state assembly.
And the experience that I show in this moment.
So yeah,
taxing the rich, that's his goal.
Saving money or like not having exorbitant prices for regular people. So what do you think about the prices in New York? I know you've been there for a bit.
Oh my God, bro. I don't want to talk about it. It's just it's also
like we live in Texas in the South.
Yes,
so the prices are like compared to New York. New York's like 3, 4, 5 times more expensive.
Yeah, New York size of a closet apartment in Manhattan is gonna be like
For
$3,000
for a 300 square foot apartment in New York, like a closet, you can have a whole mortgage, a whole house payment for like a 2,000 square foot house easily.
Yeah, it's really I mean, look, I always say like New
It's
York
a high
is,
demand area.
it's like fun to visit with your friends, but if you can avoid living there, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, all the noise and it's like dirty in the subway, like I just didn't enjoy it. You know,
It's unsafe too. So many drug addicts everywhere.
yeah. If you go to Times Square late at night, oh god, you know. But
So I can see why the people there would like
want
what
some
he's
kind
saying.
of reform, yeah.
It
you
makes
know?
sense.
Because it is really becoming ridiculous. Something has to be done, you know.
And so many rich people do live there. They're able to get by, and if you just increase the tax on them, I'm not really that knowledgeable on it, but it probably wouldn't do much to them compared to the economic issues facing the poor people there.
Yeah, you got to do something for the society. Like there's some basis there, like oh, it's not fair to tax the rich, brother. Look at the fairness. Like the wealth distribution is completely out of whack. If you look at the Islamic system, for example, there's 2.5% tax of zakat that is supposed to be on the
total
on
wealth.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
So if you have like the major hitters donating their 2.5%, strictly zakat, which is all charity money, that money will help the whole society flourish and even out. During the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab, I think there was a point under his khilafah that the zakat was, you know, efficient to such a point that people started refusing charity. They said, I don't need the money.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do, so everyone can actually live properly.
Now,
I think I heard a stat. If everyone actually paid zakat, there would be no hunger. Everyone would be accounted for.
And it would be at a level that wouldn't
For the
cause
whole world.
inflation, because the thing is, all that would be happening is you'd be taking that money from the wealthy, and even though everyone is giving their contribution 2.5%. So it's not like someone is like giving more percentage of their wealth as someone of a kind of a lower earning, right? So there's the equality right there. But that money that's floating in the economy then is money that was already made and generated. So it's just feeding it back to the poor people who need that support. So with that framework, it does offer help to the entire society. And it has worked throughout history before. It's just that now we don't have that kind of system in place anywhere. So you have like these massive gaps, and you don't really have any system in place to just help the poor. The poor is just getting poorer, the richer is getting richer. That is the trend, right? So there has to be something to address that. So I think a plan to tax people who are of a wealthier bracket is not very ludicrous. I mean, like, what are they losing at the end of the day when other people are just like struggling to get by?
Yeah.
Is to be able to meet the crisis that New Yorkers are facing and deliver them a new kind of city, one that is unencumbered by the old ways.
In November, he'll face New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
He's a snake oil salesman. He will say and do anything to get elected.
Adams was indicted on corruption charges, which were later dismissed by the Trump administration.
Hypocrisy.
During our interview, the president going on the attack.
So President Trump just waited and called you a communist lunatic. What do you say to that?
You know, this is not the first time that President Trump is going to comment on myself.
The next mayor of New York City will have to work with the Trump administration. Are you willing to do that? Will you do that?
I will work with the Trump administration when it is to the benefit of New Yorkers. My approach will never be reflexive, whether in agreement or opposition, but if it comes at the expense of the New Yorkers that I'm running to serve, then no, I will not be working with the administration on harming the people.
He like knows how to answer questions.
So some Democrats are still trying to wrap their heads around his victory, embracing his enthusiasm, his energy, but maybe not backing his policies just yet. As for Andrew Cuomo, he is not out of the race just yet. He's now considering running as an independent in the general election. There'll be a Republican on the ballot as well, guys.
Not over yet. All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. Good to
Interesting. Well, okay, yeah, I'm definitely out of the loop, but I would like to know more about his policies. But yeah, he seems to be well spoken, and I mean, he didn't even have a reaction to that insult.
Yeah, just showing that despite any backlash and people hating on him for apparently not really any reason, there's like ad hominem attacks on him, I guess, based on his views and, you know, the views that the majority of people elected like are trying to vote him in for. So the general public like what he's saying compared to the leaders. The guy's calling him he's corrupt himself.
There was a government official from Tennessee who said like something about deport that little Mohammed back to where he came from. This is a government official
What the heck?
mocking Islam, our prophet. That's some wild stuff, man.
That's just messed up.
So it's like, this just shows the hypocrisy. Like, there are people in Tennessee who are Muslim that probably live within this guy's jurisdiction, and you're not representing those people anymore because now you're mocking their faith. Like, okay, you don't have to like the guy, but this is just like, whether, racist Americans like it or not, Muslim Americans exist. Islam exists in America, and it's only growing. They can be scared. I mean, look at New York. It's about to be, run by, Islam. So, Muslims are about to take over. Expect a Khilafah flag to fly over. But no, but jokes aside, you can see that it's a population here to stay. They're growing, they're developing. They're among the most educated in all of the United States, which is the Muslim demographic. So it's just nice to see that the nation is kind of warming up to them and separating the politics and mess of the Middle East from the 2+ billion people around the world that are Muslim. If 2 billion Muslims were actually crazy fanatical terrorists, they are portrayed to be
in the media,
then the world would be in utter chaos. But you only see really the chaos in the Middle East post-invasion, with other puppet governments installed, with armies rising to defend the government, or maybe it's messy politics.
That's
it's not reflective of the religion.
0.001% of Muslims that are extremists. So you're just focusing in on those negative aspects, and that doesn't even reflect on the religion itself. People can say they're Muslim, but they're not doing actions that are Muslim. If you're a terrorist, that's directly against Islam. So many countless hadith, and nothing in the Quran or hadith said anything to do anything with that. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, this just shows that even the incumbent, the former governor, all the other higher people with more experience, the people are turning against these people because they just don't reflect what the general public wants. They're just puppets for corrupt people. They want money, political power.
Right.
And the one guy that was standing against all of it, and the people didn't think would be elected, but he was, because he's actually someone different that stands for the values of people, similar to how Islam started.
Yeah, because people are getting tired of it, man. People are living in really difficult conditions over there. The amount of homeless people, it's mind-boggling. You walk down the street, you're looking at the Empire State Building, and then you're just getting a nice fresh wave of piss smell hitting your nose. It's gross, man. I've seen feces in the subway. Why do these conditions happen? Because it's such an unlivable location. New York is a highly populated, densely high population and very dense city, and you have all this infrastructure, but there's just no money to go around, and people are really struggling to get by, and it's reflecting. Even if you go to the city, it's not clean. New York City is not clean. So
yeah. But let's see. He still has to win the whole campaign.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let us know your comments down below, and any other recommendations. And assalamu alaikum.